Hello, my friends. Wonderful Thursday morning. Thank you, everybody, for joining. My name is Julia Masalska, and this is Made. You can follow me on Instagram under Julia Masalska, and this is where I'm kind of notifying you about everything that I'm doing. Thank you so much for joining. Whoever is here, Brandon is here. Thanks for joining. Cool, guys. Today we're going to be doing another Wheel of Fortune. I'm so excited. I took a bunch of topics from last time, and I have added some of you guys' suggestions from this time. And the Wheel of Fortune is going to determine what I'm going to be working on this live stream for the next probably 1.5 hours. So let's jump right into it and let's do it. Hi Mohammed, good to see you. Cool, my friends. So let's get started. I'm excited for this. So let me move this so you guys can see what it's gonna be. All right, B, how are you doing? Where are you at? Are you at home? Okay, let's do this, guys. Let's do this. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That was lame. That was lame. Flower shop. Today we're going to be designing for a flower shop, my friends. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to get going with a Illustrator file. I'm going to open one right away. So, shoot suggestions for a flower shop name, please, because I am not very creative in, making up names for brands. Let me quickly remove this microphone from here. How are you all doing? Let me know in the chat where you guys are from, where you're tuning in from, what you're doing. Oops, I have stretched myself a little bit on my camera, so now I probably look way thinner. Awesome. Cool. Hi Tulipa, hi Kamal, good to see you guys. Awesome. So we are designing for a flower shop for the ones who just joined. I literally just rolled the Wheel of Fortune and it came out that we're designing for a flower shop. I'm really excited, and please suggest names for the brand in the chat. I cannot wait to see. Fresh Rose. Come on, guys. You can get a little bit more creative. It can also be a little bit crazy. It can be a name that doesn't necessarily have to do with flowers directly. It can be, I don't know, just think about it. Think about it. And meanwhile, I'm going to do some research, and I'm going to open a new window here real quick so I can pull out and create have some research. So what I want to do is, right now what I usually do is I look for flower shops and I look for branding that already exists. So let's say I want to go onto Pinterest.com. This is honestly one of my favorite sources, Pinterest, and Pinterest that finished school named Behance. So those are my favorites right now, and I'm going to go through those. So here I'm going to go and look for flower shop branding. With this I'm kind of having the purpose to see what's already out there and what kind of designs florists are using already. Ooh, I'm loving this one a lot. I love the color palette here. I think this is pretty cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a mood board by pulling in some of the artwork that already exists so that I can get some inspiration and see the color palettes are kind of similar. We can see what we can do with that, but otherwise yeah, we'll just improvise today, and this is what we're going to do. This is what we're doing on each of these sessions. We're just improvising. Philippe is saying any concept. Well, yeah. Shivam is saying ferns and petals. I love that. I love that. Let's write that down. Ferns and petals. Petals. I'm imagining something pretty elegant, pretty sophisticated. Let's see. My favorite typeface go for now, just to kind of collect brand names, and let's try it out in this kind of color for now. But this is nothing really yet. This is just to collect the names. All right. So what else do we have? Julia the florist. I kind of want to stay away from this, although I love flowers and I love putting together bouquets for my house. But I'm not going to be the business owner here. Okay, Tara, I love this here. So at this moment, I'm just looking at existing designs that might be inspirational for me. So let's take a look what else actually there is. I love this type of texture that they're using here in the background. That's kind of cool, but it doesn't really lead me anywhere, because you know, Pinterest, once you click on something, it will show you similar design concepts at the bottom. So this kind of looks very interesting to me. I think that kind of works with the, you know, florist theme. I also love these colors right here. Let me pull those in real quick. So I'm going to make this just a little bit wider so you guys can see, but I also want to leave myself some space to drag and drop this into my mood board, because I know that that Pinterest allows me to, you know, to just drag and drop things into Illustrator, which is awesome. Come on guys, I need more names. Let's put Fresh Rose here. I know you guys can do better. I know you guys can do better. In the worst case, we'll go for Ferns and Petals. I kind of like this color already. It does look a little bit golden, so it kind of will have this elegant feel to it, which I really love. And we can combine it maybe with darker greens, or I can imagine some more like green, brown tones, nude tones. So let's take a look. What else do we have here? Let's take a look at earthy color palettes. But I also want it to pop. I don't want it to look boring, you know? I want to use some cool colors. Let's pull this in. This has a lot of really cool colors here. Earthy tones, perfect. All right. I love this orange here as well. And let's see. Ooh, earthy, fresh, sophisticated. That's what I was kind of looking for. Let's pull this in as well. So the cool thing is that you can literally find color palettes already done. I'm not usually using a whole color palette. I'm kind of adjusting it to what I want, what I need. So this is what we're going to be doing today. Oh, this is also nice, especially here. I love the background color. So this is awesome. All right, guys, I guess we are going to go for Ferns and Petals, or let's try to think. Bouquet, maybe something with bouquet, live bouquet, because maybe we can think about like weddings and catering weddings, or maybe love bouquet, which is kind of cheesy, I think. Maybe it's a couple. Let's think of it, you know, let's try to find background stories to it. So maybe it's like a couple who found this shop, and so maybe the woman was the one kind of really into flowers, and maybe the guy kind of empowered her. So maybe it will be Jack and Rosie, or what other names are there? Yeah, I will definitely use ampersand here, like that, Jack and Rosie, or maybe maybe it was let's put the girl's name first, Casey and Jack. What other names are there? Or maybe it's like, you know, this old woman from next door, Miss Smith, the woman who always cooks the very delicious meals, and you can smell her food from across the street. Thanks everybody for joining. It's really interesting right now. We are kind of finding names for this branding. So marriage flowers, flower tower, interesting. Terra Flora, I have seen this before. Flora or Tulipa. I like Tulipa as well. Tulipa. So my friends, let me know in the chat. I'm going to give those numbers, and you can decide which brand name we're going to select. So just put the number of your favorite brand name, one of these of course. Here, number 1, Fresh Rose is number 2, and Love Bouquet is number 3. I'm not very perfectionist at this right now, but I'm just trying to give you guys some orientation here in this mess, because it does look like a mess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Saving time where I can, copy pasting text is always very useful. 7. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, guys. Let me know in the chat what you guys are thinking. Ferns and Petals, Fresh Rose, Love Bouquet, Jack and Rosie, Casey and Jack, Miss Smith, Tulipa. Tulipa looks best, Kamala Singh. Yeah, that's true. It does look really good. I also love Ferns and Petals. So, and I also love Miss Smith and Casey and Jack. Let's just go, I would say maybe let's go for Ferns and Petals. I kind of like this, although I think it's a name that has been used a lot. Yeah, Kamal, I know you want a Tulipa so bad. Okay, let's see actually what will look better. Maybe we can decide between those two. All right, so my friends, I have some typefaces that I can already imagine for this. So let's take a look at what I have here. I have some really cool typefaces. I could also download some from the internet, and let's take a look. I want to have something that's a serif, maybe crawl, Museo slab, no. Oh, I don't know why I selected slab typefaces instead of sans serif, because that's what I wanted actually. So any font suggestions? Iman is saying 1. Hi Iman, good to see you. Rainbow Bowl, yeah, that's a good one as well. But we have now Ferns and Petals or Tulipa. So 1 or 2, guys, 1 or 2. Okay, so what are we going to do? Ooh, I love this ampersand here in this Ferns and Petals. Let's try a typeface for Tulipa. Tulipa could be something like this. I imagine it being all caps. Let's see. Tulipa. I like that name. It's actually a really nice name. Tulipa. Ooh, what is that? That's some kind of symbol typeface that I have here. Okay. Craw. Grad Bowl, Georgia. Not sure, guys, what to pick. There's just so much choice. I can't decide. If I can decide, sometimes when I can decide, what I do is I go to fonts.adobe.com, and this is where I'm kind of, you know, looking for typefaces for my logo, which makes it really, really easy. So let's say I have Tulipa, and let me write it in caps actually, because I can only imagine Tulipa in caps. I cannot imagine it without. So I'm going to go for a serif for now, because I kind of feel like Tulipa is the serif type of name. Retiro is really cool right now. I'm kind of liking this. Ivy Presto text is really nice, but I also don't want it to be too boring, you know. I want it to be exciting. I want it to be looking interesting. Let's see what else we can get here. We can also, of course, make a custom typeface, which would be also really, really cool. Okay, let's go with Tulipa. Guys, I have made a decision because I see something here, and it is that there is a really nice flow of letters. Do you see that? There is like a wave of letters happening. Yes, I'm kind of liking this. So if you don't see what I'm talking about, this is it. Look at that. I'm going to lock this for you guys for now, and I'm going to show you what I mean, the flow of letters that I'm talking about. So we have this T here, bam, then it flows this way, bam, then it flows this way. Let me quickly change it to outline, and then make the outline red so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And then we have this, bam, and then we have this connection, bam, and it just has a really freaking nice flow here. Do you see that? Do you see this? Do you see this connection here between the letters? And that's the reason why I like Tulipa, because it has this connection and we can play with it. We can create something really cool with that. Do you see this? Do you see this shape here? This can already be something that we can follow. This can already be something that will be the basis for our logo. So that's the reason why I want to choose Tulipa. Okay, it's a type of flowers. Yes, the tulip, right? So, all right, my friends. So we have Tulipa. We're going to be experimenting more with typefaces. I want to see how it looks in sans serif and so on. But for now, let's finish up our mood board and let's finish up our whole appearance panel here that we can use for later on to kind of get inspirations and to keep ourselves up to date on what we're doing. So I'm just going to place these in kind of like a pretty much random order, just for myself to kind of look back and remember what were my initial thoughts on, you know, the color palettes and so on. So this is going to be my mood board. It does look okay for now because I don't have to do a client presentation. I am my own client right now, but if I would have a client presentation out of this, I'll probably arrange it way nicer. But anyway, this is good enough for us. I'm just going to copy paste the artboard, holding Option and Shift. And of course you can also unclick the option of copying the artwork with the artboard, but for now I was just lazy, or I guess I forgot about it, but that doesn't really matter. Alright, so my friends, let's take a look at our mood board. What do we have here? What do we have? What can we find? We can find these organic shapes, right? Number one. So let's write it down. Let's write it down what we have, so that we can kind of give ourselves a little instruction on how to design our brand. Alright, so number one will be organic shapes. We have organic shapes. Then what else do we have? We do have some earthy tones here, right? Earthy tones. We have these subtle tones, these yellows, kind of, they're not very saturated. We have these kind of very desaturated green tones, green blue tones, sage pine, linen. Those are the color names that I'm thinking for this brand. Some very natural colors, and but the contrast here is made by this kind of mustard yellow, or by this very saturated brown, or by this you know, pink. Let's take a look at these colors here. I feel like this one is one of the brighter tones, this one is one of the brighter tones, and this one is. So how can we differentiate between a very bright tone and a pretty subtle tone? So if you look at this blue, it will be very well combinable with that yellow or with that light pink. Because there will be a light dark contrast, right? So the light will be a contrast on top of this blue, let's say. So let's pull these together on the side. I'm going to create my own color palettes basically here, kind of combining the things that I see and the things that I think might work together. So I'm going to just pick some of these colors and I'm going to combine them basically. So let's see, maybe this mustard yellow, or also maybe this light pink. And I was telling you that I believe that the light pink and this blue would work really well together, and as you can see, they actually do work really well together. But they will kind of, I feel like they need a partner, because they're both very you know, very kind of like relaxed and slow, and now this needs a color pop. This needs something to kind of to contrast it. So I can also imagine this blue being a green. So let's create an alteration of that color palette, and I'm going to create this blue in this kind of sage green, which can also super nicely work together here. And I can also imagine this beige or this nude tone being a different nude tone. So let's say maybe more on the, you know, on the beige side, while this one is more on the pinker side and way lighter. So these could be two alterations or alternatives. And then let's add another let's add another brighter tone, so maybe something like that. And let's do that same thing here. So as you can see, I'm selecting a very dark and a very bright color, and then I'm also combining it with something that's poppy, that's, you know, that's different. So let's see what else we can do. Maybe we can also go in and select our color manually. So I can go here into my colors, and I can go ahead and just, you know, just see what will work and what not. So I feel like that yellow is really, really poppy. It's not very natural, but it can be really cool, you know, to kind of create this contrast. But I'm not sure if this will work here in this case, but I'm still going to keep it. Let's see if that will be maybe something that we will think of. But I did generally want to stick with kind of earthy tones, and maybe some kind of, I don't know, some kind of blue will work here. But actually, I'm not thinking that that will work. I will maybe stick around the greener side here and just look around what's there. And maybe some kind of green like that will work. Or maybe we'll just stick with the earthy tones. Let's see, maybe we can take a look at another some other inspirations. So let's take a look at earthy tones, and then let's take a look at what kind of poppy colors do they have. So the most what I see is this mustard yellow that kind of is being used as a contrast to our other colors, to our other earthy tones. Here, this is really awesome as well, this yellow that's not very mustardy, but it's more on the like sunny side of things. I also love this forest green that they have here. It's kind of really nice. So as you can see, you know, choosing color can be fun. It can be really, really fun. And the cool thing is you have the freedom to do whatever you like. And this is the most awesome part. Yeah, I do have also some of these cards here that I sometimes use as well, which is also really cool. And as a contrast, we can also not just take a poppy color, but we can also oh, let's take a look at this. I kind of love this combination here. Let me pull this in as well so that we can take a look at that. So what I like here is that the more saturated colors are actually the lighter tones. So this pink is more saturated than this dark blue that's very, very desaturated, and maybe that could be an option for us. So let's just create ourselves a little new color palette. So I'm going to select this tone, and then this tone will be the dark blue, and then this tone will be this light pink, let's say. So that could work pretty well as well as that other color that we have here. So that could work really well as a combination. So my favorites so far are this one and this one. So this color combination and this color combination, I believe that those are two really, really strong ones that we can definitely use for our branding, and the way that I want to test how things work, if they even work. Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining. We're working out the color palette for our randomly selected branding, selected by our branding Wheel of Fortune. Hi Muzamil, good to see you. And Lara is here, Natalia. Cool, thanks guys for joining. Alright, so how do I determine which color palette to use? I'm going to try it on. So let's say we have a logo. Where did our Tulipa go? I think we removed it by accident, but that's okay. I'm just going to copy paste this. I am going to write Tulipa here. And for now, this Tulipa is just there for a test. So I'm just going to copy paste her, Command Shift and O, outline. And now I'm going to try on different colors on our Tulipa. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull a rectangle, and I'm going to make it, let's say this color, arrange, send to back. And this yellow can also be an additional color here. So I really like to have, you know, at least 3-4 tones. And then I actually selected like 2 tones that are pretty colorful, that can be my color pops. And I select always a dark tone. As you can see here, this almost white color. It's very, very close to the white zone, but it's still kind of grayish. And then I have this really dark one, which is this very dark blue teal, which I think can create a really great contrast. The reason why I'm always selecting a really light and a really dark tone on in the color palette is because I want to create contrast. When I'm creating collateral, I need to have the contrast. I need to text to stand out, let's say on the packaging and so on. And that's the reason why we will need those two as as kind of combination colors with our colorful tones. So let's look at this, let's look at that, and let's see if that actually works. So this is color palette number 1. By the way, I'm always using the eyedropper tool here. I'm kind of liking this combination here between these two colors. I think it looks really nice. And now let's try a lighter version. Let's try and go for this one and then make our logo, let's say this color. And let's try to turn around the same way here. So I'm always using the short key I to eyedrop colors. As you can see, these two don't really create a lot of contrast, right? So we will need to find a different color here that will create enough contrast. So what I actually did here was the opposite that I wanted to do, but here I am. So now we have basically this color palette in action that we have created for us. And let's see if there is another color combination that we can use. Here maybe this yellow and then maybe this dark green. That will work pretty well, but I'm not very much convinced yet. Maybe this can be this orange tone. Not really convinced yet, but that's okay. I can still play around. I still don't have nothing set, and I have time, and I have you guys to hang out with me, so I should be thankful, and I shouldn't be nervous. Okay, cool. So we have this color palette number 1, and we have color palette number 2, which we're going to see in action just right now. So I'm just using copy paste a lot of times, guys, and the reason for that is because I like to save time, and I don't want to be copying in the same design over and over. I'm just going to copy the whole set of it. Okay, and now as you can see, I'm working here with the eyedropper tool to kind of copy paste the different colors into each other and to see how they work together. And in addition to that, what you can do is you can totally work with different shapes. Like you can even go ahead and create something like this to see how this works. And also you can add a third color here. Let's say you want to add another circle to this, and you can see how these colors will work all together. So you can do something like that as well. So here you can, let's say you can add this orange tone and just see how the colors interact with each other, because you will have to deal with these colors for a while, and you better choose the right colors and a good fitting color palette for this. So as you can see, I'm just experimenting. I'm just kind of finding combinations here, and what will be the main color, what will be the secondary color. This is where I'm kind of looking at that as well, and where I'm looking what works together. And as you can see, this color palette is pretty solid. It works pretty well together. I'm just missing a little bit of the contrast. So maybe let's say I want to recolor this green here, and I'm just going to keep a copy here on the side. But what I want to do is, let's say I want to actually I can't recolor only. So what I want to do is I want to select the same color, same fill color, and I want to make it so now it's selecting all the green tones. And now I'm going to go here and I'm going to select a darker green, maybe something like that. And this is where I will be able to see the changes that I have made. Okay, so I think a darker version of green will definitely be helpful. Maybe I want to get out of this forest green just a little bit and get more into more of the saturated greens, and maybe that will help us. Actually, let me select again, same fill color. This can be really helpful, guys, by the way, if you are kind of having an illustration with a ton of objects. and some of the objects have the same color, it can be really helpful, you know, using this tool to select the same color, because it can save you time. Again, all we want to do is save time, because time is money, and the time that we don't spend working in Illustrator is a time that we can go and have a nice coffee on the balcony, right? Hi friends, thanks so much for joining. I see some of you joined. Let us know in the chat where you guys are from. I'm also sipping on my coffee. It's really early here. I woke up only for you guys, and I have a really busy day today, so I'm really excited for that. Hopefully you guys can see some cool tunes playing in the background. Let me know if the music is good, if it's too loud or too quiet. All right, my friends, I think this color palette has a way better contrast, but let's finalize. Let's finish setting it up, and let's finish looking at how this is going to look like. So again, I'm just eyedropping things together, and I'm kind of using the darker tones on the lighter tones and the lighter tones on the darker tones, just seeing the combinations, how they're working together. Yeah, I think that's good. Now let's exchange this for maybe that, and so that we can see how these colors are actually interacting. So eyedropper tool, there we go. Aha, this kind of is also very interesting. I might try and recolor this one, this brown, and I might try a different color. So let's select same fill color, and I'm going to deselect this circle because I want to keep it on the side. I want to see how this is going to be. This is my favorite thing to say. Okay, so maybe like a lighter tone. I think that can be very friendly. And then let's try select same fill color. I need a shortcut for this. By the way, guys, if you want to create a shortcut, it's really easy to create a shortcut. So you go onto Illustrator Preferences, and then you go, let's say we go into General first. Here we have some shortcuts somewhere. Units guide, smart guide, file handling. No, this is not it. Selection type. I think I have the keyboard shortcuts. There we go. It's an edit and keyboard shortcuts. So what we can do here is menu commands. So select same fill color. There we go. This is our command, and we have not set a shortcut yet. So our shortcut will be select fill. So let's say I'm clicking Command F. It's going to be my fill color selection. Okay. Type a name for the key set file. Select same. Alright, so now what I can do is I can click Command and F, and I have all the same colors selected. And you can customize your own Illustrator experience also by, first of all, setting up this layer, this panel on the side. Definitely use the properties panel. It's really useful. It only shows you basically the things that you need to see for the specific tool that you're using at the moment. But also what you can do is here on the left side, you will find these little 3 dots. And if you click that button, you will find all the different tools Illustrator has. And what you can do is you can just like simply drag and drop them into your tool panel. And the same way you can just drag and drop and remove those tools that you don't use. So let's say I'm not using this symbol sprayer at all, so I can remove it. I can customize my own tool panel, and I can create my own experience, my own customized Illustrator home. I can design my home. Okay, so I don't want to spray any symbols right now. So now let's get back to our, so what do you guys think? What are you guys thinking? Are we going for palette number 1 or palette number 2? I think palette number 1 is really colorful. It can be really interesting to see what it's going to be. I think it could work really well for like a restaurant branding. I think the palette number 2 looks more elegant and more sophisticated, and I feel like palette number 2 will work a little bit better for us. But let me know in the chat what you guys are thinking. Javier is saying wonderful color palette and naming. Thank you so much. Yeah, always happy to share some tips and I always love to interact with you guys and see what tips you have for me. So let me know if you feel like color palette number 1 or color palette number 2 work for this branding. So let's say this is color palette number 1, and where is the end of this text window? I think, oops, there is something that you can click that will help you. No, I don't want to. I don't want that. I don't want that, Illustrator. Help, help. Okay, so I think so you can click something that will minimize the window to the no. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to decrease the size. I will have to look that up, but there is a command where you can minimize the window so that it's right, so it ends right where the text ends. All right, my friends, concept number 1 or concept number 2? What are we going for? We have concept number 1 with all these bright colors, and concept number 2 with a lot of contrast, with these golden tones and with this dark teal, and I'm actually secretly hoping you guys will say 2. And I see, yes, Kamal is saying number 1, Mozamil and Javier are saying number 2. So I agree with you guys. I think we should go for color palette number 2, and we should totally try that out. And we haven't even gone into these you know, additional colors yet, so let's try that as well. Let's see how this is going to work. So here, let's say I'm going to use this in color combination, and here I'm going to use again the same color. Okay, that's fine. And here, let's say I'm going to use this as color combination. Let me know what you guys are thinking, if that will work or not. I think it's a good mix here, because there are some subtle tones and there are some tones that are a little bit more saturated and a little bit more kind of you know, interesting. Okay, yeah, that might be one. Or the dark blue, dark teal. I'm sorry, I have to be a little bit more specific because there's a lot of blues. Okay, I think, guys, this is it. This is the color palette. This works super well, so I'm moving this one and we're sticking to this one. And now what we have to do is, oh, it's very similar to this actually. You know why? Because I copied the colors from here, that's why. But that's okay. It's a completely different thing, and I have seen those color combinations before as well. So if you take a look here, we will see this is a similar color palette, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Ooh, I love this as well. I also love some purple, honestly, guys. If we can add some purple in this, that would be awesome. Let's see if that will work for us. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. And maybe yes, maybe yes, maybe no. What are you guys thinking? Purple or no purple? I think this is also really wonderful how it's made here. Purple or no purple? I think it might give a cool kick here. Let's take a look. Yeah, I kind of like this. And also it works with the whole color, with the whole flower theme, right? Oh, here some person was also really creative and named something Flore. Okay, I think purple could work. Let's just keep this here. Let's just leave it here, and let's see if this orange isn't better. No, this orange doesn't do us any good. All right, so I'm just going to keep it here for now, and this is what I'm going to end this artboard with. And now guys, now what we have to do is we have to find a typeface for our, oh no, actually let's finalize this little exercise that we did. I'm losing my voice. Muzamil is asking, Brahim is saying, Julie, I love your videos, they really benefit my time. Thank you so much. I'm glad you can benefit from this. I also benefit from this because I love interacting with you guys, and it's so much fun to hang out. Cool. And Brahim is saying, no, Muzamil is saying, can I ask for a font's name? This one is actually our favorite belly display font. It's a really nice typeface. I have been using it a lot. I kind of switched to using Gopher for now. Okay guys, I'm not gonna be screaming that much anymore, I promise, because my voice is leaving me and I need my voice. Big Castle medium. This is a wonderful typeface, wonderful typeface. We had organic shapes. Then what else do we have? We have earthy tones. And this is how you can find a concept in a design. So what I'm doing is I'm not just like taking a design and copying it and telling this is my inspiration, so I'm just going to copy paste this into my design. This is not the purpose. The purpose is to find a concept. So here we can find the concept of like very organic fluent lines combined with organic shapes, right? So we see that these lines are pretty dark and the shapes are, you know, have different colors. They are very fine lines. So the concept here is fine lines combined with organic shapes. And now we can rethink this concept. We can think about what does this mean for us, because we can find a different solution to show fine lines with organic shapes, right? We don't have to set the lines like that. We don't have to produce the same kind of lines. For us, what this means is that we can go with the pencil tool and we can create a very fluent organic line, right? And let's say we're going to make it this yellow. And actually, let's use our dark blue, because we can see that here this designer has been using really dark lines. So I want to try and give this line you know, a darker look. I have to select it first before I can work on it. Okay, so let's try this out. And you know, using a line does not have to mean that I have to create a circle or, you know, go around the shape that I'm building. Using a line can be something like this, or it can be really just a very fluid, random kind of, you know, kind of shape. It doesn't have to be a closed circle. So free your mind and think of it as a concept. Think of the concept that you see and try to reimagine it. So how will it look like if we, let's say, design lines that look like that, two lines, and kind of put them together next to each other, and then maybe create a shape next to it. So I'm going to maybe create some kind of blob around it, and I'm going to give it one of the colors that we have selected. So let's say it's something like this, or maybe even, you know, one of these very light tones, and I'm going to set this to the back. And now this could be already something that we can use for our brand, you know. This can already be something that can be an element of our branding, and it does not look exactly the same. So I have not copied the design, I'm just using the concept of it. And I can go really crazy here. I can even go and, you know, add another shape to it, and I can go ahead and expand on this idea of, you know, combining lines with organic shapes. And then my shapes can also be looking very different. Let's say I want to create something like that and like this. So how can this look like? So how can we make this look interesting? This can be something like that, and then we can combine it with, you know, with stuff like that, kind of coming out with little organic shapes that are combined with my other organic shapes. So that can also be something for us to kind of explore and see if this can be working for us. So what if I kind of put this on top, and then there's a line combining the shapes? This could be really, really interesting. But let's go step by step. This can already be something that I can imagine us using, honestly, because this looks really cool already. Okay, All right, let's keep it simple, and let's go step by step because we do want to kind of get some results. So here we have earthy tones, right? We have used that concept already in our color palette. We have organic shapes that we have used here already. Fine lines combined with organic shapes we have used here already. Actually, this is kind of repeating each other. So what else do we see? We see kind of a layout combining different shapes and kind of reminding of symbolizing flowers, symbolizing leaves in a pretty abstract way. And here we have a little blob that symbolizes the sun, and then we have lines that are having different thicknesses, lines that are closed, lines that are open. Then we have these kind of patterns that kind of look like, I don't know, like maybe like a sun ray, or they actually look like freckles almost. And then we have kind of use of different color, and we have a use of texture in the background. So let's try to kind of use of texture. Let's try to summarize this. And actually, let me make this a color that you guys can see, because I know it's really hard to read things from afar. So use of texture. What else did I mention? Shapes that remind, oh, there's something going on outside. So shapes, abstract shapes that remind us of plants. Abstract plant shapes. Okay, so this can be a concept, and again, here I have my whole freedom to reimagine this concept. I don't have to use the same style or type of visualization here. I can just think of that as a concept and really keep in mind that this is something I can work on. And this is really cool also. I love how they use these very light shapes, and again, we have these leaves that kind of look over these shapes, and this combination is really great, using lighter colors for that, and then a darker color on the light background for the logo to stand out, for the logo to be legible. So, and also I love the typeface here with the M that kind of goes up to the ground, and so I think that could be also interesting to play with. All right. Brandon is saying that dope. The typeface is dope. Yeah. This one is actually Big Castle and Medium. I love this typeface as well. But the other one that we had was Belly Display. It's one of my favorite typefaces. But I have used it so much that I was like, maybe I should stay away from it for a while. Okay, so now let's see. Big Castle. Let's see if I have other variations of it. Otherwise, we will have to find something. Let's see if Fonts has Big Castle. I believe I have it from here. Big Castle. Oh, actually, I'm not looking in the right place. I have to look here. Big Castle. There we go. Let's see. Oh, actually, it's not here. Families. That's interesting. Only Castle? Oh yeah, look. Adobe Castle. I guess Castle is the type of typeface that these all are inspired from. But I'm just going to stick to this one. Maybe I'll find a partner typeface. So this being the body typeface. And then let's find a header typeface. So Big Castle Medium is going to be our body typeface, and let's find a look. These two typefaces are very similar with each other. This one is a little bit more like sophisticated, a little bit more bold, century-old style, bold. That could be also interesting. And now what we do need, I believe, is probably a typeface that is a little bit, a little bit more fine, to kind of give a subheader to our header. Janet, this could be interesting. This being way larger, of course, because this is our header typeface, and this being the subheader, And then our body text is going to be this, the Caslon one. So the Caslon one being, of course, way smaller. And this is a way to kind of see how your typefaces are working together, is finding a header typeface, a subheader typeface, and a body text typeface. Body text typeface needs to be very well legible. You don't want to choose a typeface that's too bold and or too condensed, or you know, something that is too extravagant, let's say. So if I had this as a body text, if I had here this typeface as a body text, you can see that this typeface is not very well legible. I want to stay away from that. But I'm still not very satisfied with my subheader one. I might keep on looking because I can, and I have the time, and I'm just hanging out here. This is how I'm always thinking, by the way, because if you put yourself under pressure, this is not what you want. This is not what you want, guys. You don't want to be under pressure. Regular width, I would say. So let's see what we can find. Let's see what we can find. Cochin, Dyed is a good one. Dyed is a really good typeface. Siren, what is that? That's interesting. But I do want to have a typeface that has the italic one, or actually, you know what I can also do is, let's say I have something like that as a subheader, which could be pretty cool as well. So that can totally work as well. Okay, yeah, I think this will be it for now, guys, because I do want to move on, and I do want to proceed into the design part of these things, and I do want to find a typeface for our logo. So let's see if our logo can be our header typeface. So it says Tulipa, right? And I kind of already like this. This typeface is just amazing, and it just gives us such a great, it just gives me such a great vibe. Okay, but the problem is that the flow that I was talking to you guys earlier about is not really existent here. So let's try in caps. Tulipa. Nah, I'm kind of liking this. This other. Let's see, where are you guys at? I lost you guys. Cool. I love your way when playing with organic shapes, kind of breaking the creativity boundaries. Thank you, Brahim. Yeah, it's important to just, you know, to just get out there and experiment. I got some beautiful works in my portfolio. I wish to take a look at it later. Thank you so much. Yeah, you can submit your guys' portfolio if you want your portfolio reviewed. I'm going to do a portfolio review tomorrow. So I'm doing it every Friday. You guys can go into my Instagram page if you are interested. Follow me there and send me your portfolio link. Send me a portfolio link, and this is where you will get the chance to be reviewed. So this is my, oh, this is Gus. This is my page called Julia Masalska, and yeah, just follow me here, send me a portfolio link, and I'm going to be reviewing it in one of these sessions. All right, and you don't have to be good, by the way. You don't have to be a great freaking designer, because you don't have to. You need your portfolio to be reviewed when you're in process, right? Tulipa. I'm just experimenting, but I am honestly a fan of this so far, and let's keep it open though. Let's try something else. Why not? It's kind of like when the client asks you to make the logo bigger, or to use it in to create a logo in a typeface that you don't really want to use, or think that is not a good choice for them. This is really nice here as well. And you'll be like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's try it out. And then you show them a really, really bad version of the logo and a really good one. And it will make it so easy for them to decide what's better and what's not. Let me know in the chat, guys, if you had an experience like that with clients, or any weird experiences. I think this typeface is really nice as well. Let's try in caps. Okay, no, I think there is too much white space in between. Caps don't just don't work for this. Okay, let's try another one. Let's see what else we can come up with. And also we will need to have a little what's it called? Like a slogan for our brand. So feel free to suggest in the chat what kind of slogan do you think will work with this. Cool. All right, so let's take another look at the typefaces and Bennett Benner. I think this is a little too rough. This is a little too crazy for us at this time. Baskerville is a beautiful typeface. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful typeface. Okay, again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fonts.adobe.com and I'm going to browse for some fonts because I don't know if I can find something better. So, alright, so I'm going to definitely go for a serif. Or maybe sans serif? No, I think a serif would work way better with our branding. And here the cool thing is we can literally, you know, adjust the size and make it bigger. Make the logo bigger. That's what all clients want. Make the logo bigger. Okay, this one is also really nice. Avi Presto text. Really nice. Like that one. Oh, wait a second. Don't go away yet. This is nice too, but there is a little too much white space in between. I'm looking at the white space, my friends. This is very important for the logo to not have too much white space between the letters. Because Tulipa is such a wonderful name and it definitely needs to look as it sounds. Tulipa. Is it Tulipa or Tulipa? I'm thinking it's Tulipa. And I'm thinking the I deserves special attention in our logo. Because Tulipa. Because it sounds like the I needs a little accent. It needs a little, you know, attention. Bookman JF, that looks amazing too. It almost looks like a tea brand. Ooh, how about our flower store will have a tea brand as well, because our flower store is not only a flower store. Our flower store has a whole branding of, you know, the herbal kind of branding. And so let's see if our Bookman JF Pro is here already. Did Bookman arrive already? Bookman. Let me remove all this. Bookman. Yes, Bookman is here already. Welcome to our house, Bookman. Okay, so you have to admit that these two are very similar, and that's probably the reason why I felt a little, you know, connected with this one, because I was already connected with that one. But let's analyze these side by side. Let's look at that. Let's look at which typeface to choose and why. And let's try to find, you know, the different things. So here what I see is this edge is not very sharp. I love this sharp edge here. Then again, here we have this little cut off edge, which does make it a little bit more friendly, but also I want to have something sophisticated and consistent, and I just want it to be looking really elegant. And I think those little edges and cutoffs that we don't have here will totally not benefit us, right? So bye bye. We are going to use this typeface, which is Century Old Style Standard Bold. It's going to be our typeface. Yeah, I am losing my voice. This is weird. Okay, I can already see this, guys. I can already see this, and there is no problem in experimenting here. You can totally do this already. You can totally do this. Look how cool this looks. This is awesome. Awesome. This is awesome. I love the colors. Guys, I love the colors. I love the colors. Did I already say it? I love the freaking colors. Cool. All right, so we have this. Can I curse, by the way, on the live stream, Brandon? Let me know if you're still here. I wish Adobe XD showed the typefaces look in the drop downs. Yes, I know. It's been such a win situation for Illustrator that you can see the typefaces that you're selecting, which is so intuitional and so good. All right, my friends. So while these things look a little bit like genitals over here, I don't want to. I want to move on. I want to start creating. Arrange, bring to front. Oh, I love this. I love this overlap here. Okay, my friends. So, my friends, let's start and copy paste the artboard. And I'm going to remove all of that for now because this is kind of our resource artboard. This is where I'm going to go to if I need a typeface, if I need a color. And it is very chaotic, but you know, for me, it just looks very organized because I can grab anything from here and just copy paste it into my new artboard. So why don't we just make this all a little bit bigger and better, like so. Yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking this, guys. I'm liking this. I am liking this. This is going to be super cool. And you know what? I can also totally imagine this. Ooh, I like this already. Look, this shape and then the logo in it, and this shape and the logo in it. This could be some really cool, you know, let me actually show you what I mean. So let's say this is a letter. This is a letter to a customer. Okay, so the letter is of course white, and maybe it's not that white, maybe it's just a tiny bit more natural than white, and then we will kind of give it a drop shadow, of course not that big of a drop shadow, and maybe a little bigger drop, or maybe we give it a background so that the letter can stand out, right? We give this amazing background. By the way, we will need some textures, guys. We will need some texture here because we don't have no texture. So let's go to Unsplash. Unsplash.com. I'm starting to sing like Andrew Huckrattle. I don't know if you guys know him from Adobe Live. He's singing musicals all the time, and I understand now why, because you know, I'm sitting here in front of my camera. I do have all of you guys, but you really do need to send me some more questions, some more suggestions. Talk to me. Okay, so we want some texture, right? We want some, maybe let's say paper texture. This could look really cool already. I can see this. Let's see if we can just drag and drop this. Perfect. And now, guys, if you want to use a texture like that in the background, what you have to do is you have to multiply. It's kind of like in school, you have to multiply. Arrange, send to back. By the way, all images from Unsplash are free, and you can use them. You can use them for things like that. So we want to go into transparency, and we want to multiply. You gotta multiply. See, now we have this texture in our color. So what I did is I placed that image at the bottom and the color at the top. And now what I'm going to play with the opacity, or maybe I'm just going to play with the color. I'm going to make it a little bit less brown and more natural looking. Or actually, I'll just keep it brown. I think brown is kind of cool. And our logo, of course, our logo. I will need to outline this. Command Shift and O. Hey, come on, outline. All right, and let's see what is going to be. Okay. Let's see, my friends. Oh, this reminds me of Patagonia. Y'all know Patagonia? Let's see if, yeah, Typeface, and then they do use these colors a lot, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with being like Patagonia. Arrange, bring to front. Okay, so now I have my logo and I have my letterhead coming up. My letterhead is coming up. Okay. There we go. Center, align everything nicely. And our blob. Let's use the blob. Arrange, bring to front. Da 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 da. Yay! I'm loving this already, guys. I am loving this. And now I'm doing a little clipping mask so that our shape can not look outside our letterhead, because we don't want it to look outside. We want it to be inside. Make clipping mask. And now I'm going to place it further to the back, because as you can see, our logo disappeared. That's because it's placed behind this blob. Ooh, I like this. 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 Did I already say that I love this? Okay, now let's copy paste one of these thingies here. Let's create something cool. Because we can, my friends, we can. We can create something outstanding, something cool, something nice, something exciting. And we have to. Because otherwise our world will be so boring. It will be so boring without designers, right? Okay, let's see if that line maybe is a little too much right now. Maybe I can just create a custom line. I think this is screaming for a custom line, so I'm just gonna go ahead and create a custom line for this. Bam. And you know, by the way, you can, when you go into the pen tool, you can go into the pen, the tool options on the right side, and you can smoothen it. So when you smoothen it, your curves will be nice and smooth, and you can create some cool stuff. You can create some really cool smooth curves, and it's going to be looking amazing. Amazing. Okay, is it going to be centered or is it going to be sided? That's the question here. Sided or centered? Maybe sided. I decided that this will be sided. Okay. Can this be something for us? Can this be something for us, or can this not be something for us? Can this be something interesting, something of interest? This is kind of cool. Let's try an experiment. Let's try an experiment with let's try an experiment with some other shapes here at the bottom. So let's say we're going to use this shape to kind of highlight our address that our business has, right? Because we don't want to have everything look the same. By the way, you might be wondering why I have started creating this. Why I have started creating a letterhead. I'm not sure why I have started creating a letterhead. I guess I was imagining this part here. Oh, actually, you know what? This can be another type of letterhead. Whoops, let me just copy paste it. Not just grab it. Okay. This can be another type of letterhead with this weird blob that's kind of reaching into the paper. And okay, so let's try our typeface on. The reason why I'm creating this is because I want to try on the typeface. It's kind of like going into the store and trying on clothes, because you know, all clothes have different shapes, different colors, and they need to work with you as a, you know, as a personality, right? So what is going to be our slogan? Hi Akin, greetings from Russia. Oh, I had no idea that you are from Russia. Cool. I always wanted to go to Russia. Okay, so let's think about this. What is going to be our Tulipa? Fresh, not just a flower. Yeah, because this Tulipa is not just a flower. It's magic. Or maybe we can call it, let's see. Let's copy paste this. Let's not lose the variations. Let's copy paste this. Just magic. Or magical moments. Magic moments. Magical moments. What do you guys think? Not just a flower or magical moments as our slogan. All right. So I'm thinking we could also add some texture to the paper. And now let's bring our logo to the front. Arrange, bring to front. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so we have two types of letterhead. That's something, you know, something that's a way this could look like. It's a way. It's not necessarily the final solution, you know, but it's one possibility. And then we can create a little bottom part here in this. What other colors do we have here? I think this purple should work. Let's try this. Oops, this is not what we wanted. We just wanted to... Okay guys, this is the part where it's getting weird because I'm starting to talk to myself and I feel weird, honestly. I feel weird, but it's okay. Being weird is okay. Right, Brendan? Let me know, Brendan, if you're still here. Eva's saying, hey, I was just watching your freelance Q&A. That's cool. Hopefully this was helpful. Join me on Instagram and then you will be able to ask some questions as well, not just listen to it. All right, my friends. So I want to create something, you know, a little bit more advanced. So how about we create a website for Tulipa? Let's grab one of these artboards and let's try and create a website for them. So Tulipa. I'm thinking of using these lines kind of as a divider. Let's see. Ooh, I'm also thinking we could jump into XD because I need to create a new library and it's going to be called Tulipa because I want to show you guys how to create a website prototype really quickly and create some cool animations. So outline, graphic. I'm going to use the logo in different colors, of course. Not just a flower, but it's a tulip. Okay, so I'm saving all the graphics to my Tulipa library, guys, and I will be able to access the same library from XD, which is the reason why I am doing all of this. And I'm going to save all of these shapes and I'm going to use them to my advantage. I'm going to use them to save some time, and as you know, time is money. Time is money. And we could also try and create some social media assets. Also, let's save our header typeface. We are saving it as a character style, so I can also go ahead and name these. Header. Then we have our subheader. Oh, I did not want to save. I did not want to save the text. I just wanted to save the character style. There we go. Subheader. And then we do have our body. Body text. Body. There we go. What are you guys up to? Let me know where you guys are from. What you guys are up to this week. How was this week? Shafiq is saying, hey, love from India. Love back to India. I was in India for a while. Some of you might know, some of you might not. But I studied at the National Institute of Design, NID. In India, I studied industrial design, which is very boring. Well, it's actually not boring, but it's just not my type of thing. I'm more into graphic design. Okay. Eva is from Canada. Cool. Is it already snowing? Here in Denver it is. It was snowing already and it's just September, beginning of September. So my friends, I have created myself a library. And this library will be useful for us to use in XD. And I'm going to go into XD now. Out of Illustrator, straight into XD. And some of you might have seen that I have created some animations in XD on my Instagram page. It's super fun, I have to tell you. It's super fun. Okay, my friends, so let's start working in XD. XD is this amazing software that you can use to create amazing prototypes. Okay, viewport height, that's good. So technically XD, oh, I need my libraries open. So now that I have kind of created a library in Illustrator, I can use this library right here. So you can see all of my assets right here, my colors that I haven't added. Let me add those. So I have my graphics here, I have my character styles, and what I totally missed are my colors, is my color palette. I need to add those here as well. Fill color, and fill color, and fill color. And the last but not least, purple. All right, now jump back to XD. There are our colors. So basically the libraries are getting updated in real time. It's basically like a little cloud that you throw stuff on, and like you hang the stuff there, kind of like a cloud of data that accesses your files from all the software. So you can go into Photoshop, you can use the same file, you can use the same assets. You can go into XD, you can use the same assets. You can go into Premiere Pro, you can use the same assets. So this is how the library looks like. It contains colors, character styles, graphics, can be your logo, can be any kind of shapes. So you have seen that I have tons of shapes, and yeah. So now I'm going to start designing, guys. I'm going to start designing the website for our business. So now, to give you guys some insight, Here we have an artboard, right? Like, just like an Illustrator. And we have this little handle that we can push and pull to the sides, to top and bottom, to show that this is basically the screen size and the rest won't be visible. The rest you will need to scroll through, right? So this is where I start. And I'm also going to start with a fill color. My fill color will be this cream color. Alright, so my artboard is now all this cream color that I have chose for myself. And now I'm going to create a little, basically like little dividers, kind of, not really, but kind of. Cool. And those are going to be very dark dividers, right? And now I'm going to do the same thing here for the bottom. So I'm just grabbing and copy pasting. And as you can see, XD has some really cool guides. So whenever you pull something, you will be able to see the pixels from the top and from the bottom, and so on. So this is what we are going to be working with today, my friends. And it's exciting because it's cool and it's exciting. Let me add some images in here. So what I want to do is I'm gonna go back to my Unsplash, and I'm going to use some imagery from here. Let's say flowers. Why not flowers, guys? Why not flowers? This looks really cool. Love it. Let's see if I can just pull it into XD. Hey XD, minimize. No, minimize, please. Can I just pull it in? Yeah, I can just pull it in. Great. Great. I can just pull it in. That's awesome. Okay, so let's make this bigger. Make the logo bigger. And let's create a little clipping mask on top of this, because I don't want the whole image to be visible, right? I just want to be a part of the image visible. And that is not going to have any color, but actually I can just go ahead and select both. And where is it? Help. Mask with shape. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we have this really cool thing here happening. And now if I go into my prototype mode, you guys will be able to see that this is actually a website already. It's just empty. It's an empty website. Okay, so what are we missing in this website? We are missing some essential things, guys. We are missing the navigation. We're missing the navigation, and what we can also do is what's really, really cool, guys. We can create animations like that. Let's say we are creating an image, placing it into the mask, and then we're copy pasting the artboard just exactly the way it was. And now I have pushed the image a little bit to the top. So what it does is it does magic. Actually, it does magic, guys. It does magic. So check this out. Oh, actually I need to put time. I need to pull the trigger to put 2 seconds, 1 second, or actually let's make it slower. Ease in and out. All right. Yeah, there we go. So it does a little transition. Basically, it does a transition. That's what I wanted to show you guys. But we need to go back to design, and we need to continue our website design, because I want to show you guys how I am creating this branding. The branding actually already exists, guys. I don't have to create it anymore because it actually exists already. I also need that logo in that white typeface that I have not added yet. So I will need this one in this color, outline, add to library, graphic. And this is how you can kind of work in between here, and it's already here, so I can just place it right away, just like so. And this is how you guys can work. It's super easy. Bam, we have our logo here already. Maybe we want to place it in the center, or maybe we can place it on the side, because maybe we want to place it on the side. And our image has moved just a little bit because I have moved the clipping mask. Okay, so all right, we have our logo. Now what do we have? Our menu, right? We need a little navigation bar. So how are we gonna do this? We're going to use the text tool, the type tool, and we're going to type, let's say, about. And of course we're going to use our character styles that we have already saved, and our body text, subheader, header. Let's use our subheader, and we are going to go for the color white, because if it was dark you would not be able to see it, right? I'm going to write this in caps, and maybe, or actually I can actually just leave the typeface size the way it is, and I am going to copy paste this, and I'm going to write, what else? Locations. Then what else do we have? We have weddings. Okay, so those are very specific things, and here are the bouquets. Let me know if I wrote this correctly. Let me actually spell check this. Bouquets. Okay. Oh, okay. Bouquet. That's weird. Okay. Like that. Okay. All right, my friends. So we have this navigation bar happening, and you know it's very important to have a call to action. Let's see if we can create a little overlay here. Yeah, I think we should be able to create an overlay which is going to go on top of the image so that the image is not too dominant, because we want it, you know, to be a little bit more in the background. And here, oh, this is interesting. No, I don't want to do that. But you can blur out things, which is awesome. Okay, so we have this a little overlay here now happening, and let's see if I can okay, here I also have the appearance that I can change, so I can also multiply, which will make it even more interesting. As you can see, it kind of takes in the contrast from the image, and not just, you know, makes it gives this tint to the image. So what we can also do is we can play with opacity here. We can play with opacity, and let's see, there's also color burn, there's darken, and the normal one was this. I think multiply is always great for overlays, just like this one. All right, my friends, we need to keep going. So now what else are we missing? We are missing a call to action button, guys. A call to action button is a very important thing right on the, I don't know, some of you who are into UX might disagree with me, but it needs to be right on the first page. For me, for my brand, it needs to be right on the first page. Order now. We want to give it a little shadow here. Okay, order now, and that will be in our, probably in our subheader way. Order now. Okay. Yeah, we can't really read it, right? We can't really read it because it is very light. And by using the up and down keys, guys, you can adjust the typeface like this. And now we have a button happening. And now what we can do is, guys, this is real magic. This is real magic. Because we can make this a component. And once we are reusing the button component basically is part of our design system, right? So we're going to make this a component, selecting the typeface, and we can actually make it a little bit more customizable by centering it. So whenever we type something new, it will be centered, which will be amazing. It will be awesome. Okay, where is my component? Here, component plus. Now this is our component, and we want to add a hover state to this. So whenever somebody hovers over the button, we want to make them feel like they can click it, right? This is what we want to do. And our hover state will have a different design. Our hover state will have the button become a little darker. So we will go in here and make it a little darker. And this one, this guy, will just stay the same. So now I'll show you something really magic. I'm gonna show you some real magic. So okay, so now we have this button, and we're showing that whenever we are hovering over it, it will change the color so that the person who's using the site can see, hey, this is a button, right? So this is a really cool kind of thing that XD can do for you, where you can animate things like that and prototype and create some really cool things. So now let's say I have created this button and I have created this button, right? I have created two buttons. Now of course they have both the same settings, but since this is a component now, and I'm going to change the fill color here to orange, the cool thing is when you're already kind of made the whole website, this will save you so much time. Basically having a component and not copy pasting the button, because if I had just copy pasted the button without it being a component, I will have to go in and change the color of every single button. But now that it's a component, and this is the main component, which means this is basically the mother of all components, or the father, whatever you prefer. But this is basically the main component that's kind of distributing the design to all the other kids of this component, right? Okay, so order now, and then we are missing our big header, big headline. Let's say it's a Mother's Day. Let's say it's Mother's Day. 50% off on Mothers. I can't really see what I'm typing, but I know it's there. 50% off on Mother's Day. And then we're going to make this huge. We're going to make this big, because this is our big header. This is our big big headline. What's it called? 50% off on Mother's Day. Okay. Order now. Now let's put the button a little closer to this. And we have a little, cool website design happening here now. So now let's move on to the next part. The next part will be, actually let's continue with the bottom part real quick. So I want to add this real quick, and I will need to change the color of that, or I'm just going to change the color of this, because why not? We can do whatever we want. We are the designer, right? We are making the decisions. And I can experiment here. I mean, I'm not set. I'm not set yet. And I can copy paste this logo. Tulipa, not just a flower. This is our slogan, by the way, guys. If you forgot about it, this is our slogan. And the cool thing is that now that we have designed, a header typeface and a subheader typeface, Or actually, this is probably just oops. This is actually just the body typeface that we have here, not just a flower. Make the logo bigger, yay! Okay. All right, now we have this happening. Maybe we want to use another variation of our logo to kind of fit to this design, right? Because the slogan is in dark blue, so why not make this one dark blue as well? Yay! I think this is cool. This is super cool. And I'm kind of missing a little bit of action here. So you might go for something like that. And then just copy paste it and then just like play around with it. Just play around, guys. Play around. Nobody will stop you from playing around with this. Ooh, multiply. Looks cool too. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create another color here, like so. And then let's see how we can divide our page. Maybe it can be something like this, where we can kind of present different information, right? So maybe we have a little part where we are presenting our flowers, and then we have a part where we are presenting something else. So dividing information is really, really important, my friends. So I can really just recommend you plan the site that you're creating. And Musamil is saying amazing work, thank you so much. Akin is asking, are you going to make any daily challenges on Adobe Live? For now, I'm just doing Illustrator, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows? It is possible. It is possible. All right, so we have this website, and I can work on this forever because it's a site, and a website does not take only 30 minutes. But who knows? Maybe it does for some of us, not for me. All right, my friends, so it's time for us to get to the end. So let's take a look at our site. It's empty because we have spent so much time creating the brand and creating, well, actually this can be a pretty good representation of the site already. So and we have this little hover effect happening, and I can also, you know, create sub pages for these links and so on. XD is just simply awesome. Try XD. Try to, you know, to experiment. And what have we created? We have created a bunch of different shapes, a bunch of different, we have decided our typefaces. We have created a color palette like that. Now let's add our logo in here. Actually, that will be, we can do that next time. Okay, so now we also have created some shapes that we can use for the brand, some lines that can kind of support the branding. So we have created a bunch of stuff, my friends, in a very, very short time, and it's been so fun. So this is what we have created so far. Let's actually go into this. Is it outline? No, this is not outline. I clearly don't use outline preview. Overprint, no. Trim view, yeah, that's it. Okay, so my friends, this is what we came up with. We came up with these 5 colors that complement each other really well, as you can see. We have come up with different elements, these blobs and these lines that will support the branding, and from here we can go ahead and create a ton of different things, right? We have created a logo, we have selected typefaces, and we have experimented with the colors, and we made sure that the colors work together. And that all we based off this inspiration board, which of course looks different from our artwork, right? So our artwork is something that's you know, that's unique, that's branded. And I love the kind of the let's say the contrast to this purple that we have used here, because usually the earthy tones, they kind of can look a little bit boring, but here bringing in the purple, I feel like was a really good decision. And yeah, I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this so far, and I'm hoping you guys will experiment with this in the future, and hoping you guys are feeling inspired to create something new. And thanks everybody for joining. It has been such a pleasure. Thank you so much, Shafiq, Eva, Luis, Muzamil, Akin, Kamal, Javier, Brandon, Brahim. Wow, so many people. Thank you all so much for joining me. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Julia Maselska if you haven't yet. The link to my Instagram is also at the bottom under this video, so make sure to check it out. And I will see you guys next time. And make sure to go onto my Instagram. There's some really cool events happening today and tomorrow as well. Today I have a Q&A with UX Patricia, and tomorrow we're going to do some portfolio reviews. So if you go and follow me on Instagram, you will be sure to be notified whenever I'm doing something. And again, thank you so much, guys. Lots of love. Have a great weekend. Have a great week ahead. We still have 2 days. But have a great weekend after that, and let me know in the comments below what you were thinking about this, if you want to see more, and send me some suggestions for future streams, please, on Instagram. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.